Welcome back. It's art time, class. Today, I'm going to show you how to draw a checkered floor. Let's get started. To begin, you're going to need to use your ruler and a pencil. First, start by measuring out where you want your checkered lines to end at the bottom of the page. I'm going to go in 1-inch intervals. Next, decide where you want your vanishing point to be. I'm going to put mine right over here. Now I'm going to use my ruler to draw a straight line from the vanishing point to each mark spot. I want my line to be light if I'm going to erase the top to make it like a door, and I can do my line dark at the bottom for the floor area. Be sure to pivot your ruler so it stays at that point. I like to sometimes hold my pencil at the top and then pivot the ruler at the bottom. Okay. Next, I'm going to draw some horizontal lines, and I actually like to rotate my paper to do this. And I want the bottom area to be a little farther apart, and as I get closer to that vanishing point, those horizontal lines are going to get closer and closer together. Starting here. And as I get closer and closer to that vanishing point, I'm going to have these lines get a little closer and closer together. I like rotating my paper this way because I find that drawing a bunch of lines in the same direction is easiest for the up and down motion for me. If you prefer doing it back and forth, you could definitely do that as well. I need the lines even closer. And at this point, I'm probably going to erase this and create a door, so I don't need to go any farther up. So now I have a checkerboard line layout, and I'm going to start coloring in every other square. And a great trick for this, I'm going to rotate my paper a little bit, and I'm going to start, let me start down here, or I could actually probably start up here and then move down. I'm going to start on one, right here. I'm going to line up my ruler, and I'm going to color back to that ruler. I'm just going to keep going, skipping every other square area. And I don't need to get too close to that edge. I'll show you why in just a moment. See how it's going. So it looks like I'm coming outside the line just a little bit, but it's okay. I'm sure it's going to look okay when I'm done. Okay, keep going. I'm going to move my ruler just in a little bit farther so I don't do that as much down here. And then down here at the bottom, ooh, it's coming off this little page area of my sketchbook. So I need to be a little bit more careful. Let's color it in like this. And I am going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. I do want to keep that same direction while I'm shading and coloring it in. Now what I'm going to do is rotate my paper 180 degrees all the way around. And I'm going to line up that ruler again. And I'm going to do the same thing on this side. Ooh, yes, I like that. And I can also line up my ruler right here, and I can go back and use an eraser. So I'm using my ruler not just to draw straight lines, but to also color in and erase straight lines as well. So a fun little trick if you want to be a little faster at creating your art. This will definitely speed it up. Let's take a close look of how this looks. So here I am, and I'm going to do every other one. So I skipped this one, so this one needs to get colored in. You can use like a guide mark, so I can do this to every other box area so I know which ones to color in, or you can just be checking and making sure as you do each one. It's really an artist's choice if they want to use something to remind them which box to color in and which box to leave. And maybe instead of doing black and white, you want to do colors. You could definitely do that as well. All right, so I could continue going this way and then go back and rotate my paper. All right, so once I have all those, I can go back and I'm going to rotate my paper 180 degrees. That's all the way around. And then do this side. If you have a blending stick, I definitely recommend blending your pencil so it's nice and shaded together. If you don't have a blending stick, you can use a tissue as well. I don't recommend using your finger because it does get your fingers messy and it leaves oil prints behind, which makes it a little harder to color on. See right here, it's not super neat. Okay, there we go. So here I have the checker area started. When you're ready to begin the door, that's this right here, or you could make a window or a building, it's totally up to you. You're going to first erase all of these. So I'm going to turn my paper, use my ruler as a protector guide to keep myself from accidentally erasing the checkered floor area. Okay, and then I'm going to draw a straight line coming up. You can go all the way up, it's up to you. Then I'm going to go ahead and let's do this. Do two parallel lines going up and then a perpendicular line going across. Makes it look like a really nice door frame. If you want to give it like a full frame for your door, you could do that too by coming out just a little bit to either side. So this is like a 45-degree angle or so, and then coming down. It's a little hard to see. Let me rotate it. And right here, do y'all see that mistake I made? I did a really dark line when I should have done a light line to begin with, because now I'm trying to erase it and it's a little harder to erase. I pressed down so hard earlier. Use my ruler and redraw this in. You know what? Because of that, I'm going to go ahead and shade it. I think that might make it disappear a little bit. Going really dark, And then a little lighter as I go out. It kind of looks cool. And then something really fun, if you've got extra time, I recommend drawing like a little scene over here, or maybe like a little outdoor area. Like I could draw like grass and a tree out here, like it's a hallway leading out into something. It's totally up to you. I've had students be thinking about something and they're like, man, I'm always thinking about this. I'm like, well, why don't you put that inside your door? It'll be like a hallway leading to the inside of your mind and what you're thinking about. I mean, it's totally up to you what kind of details you decide to do. I have had a few students, instead of doing a doorway, they bring these lines all the way out, and it makes it look like it's like a full hallway almost. And I thought that was really cool. They tried to do a few pictures and windows on the side. Some of my really go-getter, like, I really like this project, I want to keep adding more and more and more, because it's totally up to you how far you want to take it. It is your art. Let's see right here, those guide dots were kind of helpful right there. Take that. And then if you want to color in your checkered to not be black and white, do definitely go for it. I have some students that do like rainbows, or they'll do red and black, or I've had kids do random colors as well. It still looks really, really cool. So definitely just be thinking about the color choice that you want to do. It's your drawing at this point, guys. Let me get my last row in. Again, this ruler is so helpful for coloring into that straight line. Keeps that edge really nice. And then you can go back and erase if you need to. And voila, I've got a checkered floor that looks like it's leading into a door. Well, I can't wait to see what you create in the classroom. Till next time, keep being creative.